Ladies and gentlemen, he is the MVP for a reason. Last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder won game 2. They beat the San Antonio Spurs 122 to 113. They tied the series, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 30 points on 50% shooting, 9 assists as well. All right, and hey, people call him a free throw merchant. Only 6 free throws, ladies and gentlemen. Only 6 free throws. Shai had a great game. He had a great game last night. Led this Thunder team to a victory over the Spurs. And now it's tied. It's tied, and both of these teams are dealing with injuries already, okay? De'Aaron Fox missed game 1 and 2 of this series. And Dylan Harper went out in the third quarter last night. Jalen Williams played a whole 7 minutes before he left. A.J. Mitchell might have hurt himself near the end of the game. So these teams are getting banged up from this series. This is a tough series. But the MVP, the back-to-back MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, drops 30 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 50% shooting. Fantastic game from Shai. Alex Caruso, once again, stepped up, he was in my opinion, he was the best player for the Thunder in game 1 and game 2. He was the second best player. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. He's plus 18 when he was on the floor. 3 for 4 from 3. Alex Caruso played pretty well. In addition to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, overall, a better game from the Thunder. Game 1, I feel like no one really had anything going individually except for Alex Caruso. Shai, he hit a bunch of big shots. Not a bunch. He hit a few big shots. He had 24 points, but the brother shot 30% from the field. Chet Holmgren was a no-show. Jalen Williams actually had a solid game in game 1, but Isaiah Hartenstein had played 12 minutes. Last night, the Thunder played much better. Shai with a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander game. Caruso was still great. Chet Holmgren had a better game. Still not great, to be honest. Isaiah Hartenstein had a solid game, 10 points, 13 rebounds. The brother might have got away with a lot of fouls, but solid game nevertheless. Jared McCain came off the bench, and to me, it felt like he hit every shot he took. It turns out he was 4 for 14, but every time he made a shot, he was wide open. So it was like, I'm sitting there watching, like, why aren't they guarding Jared McCain? Apparently the brother was 4 of 14, and I was like, oh, well, I guess that's why. But it felt like he made every shot he took. While watching the game, he had 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. How's Jared McCain getting 6 rebounds in this game? So SGA was fantastic. Caruso was great again. I'm just looking at my notes. OKC's bench was a lot better than the Spurs bench, which, they're playing in OKC, so you'd expect that. But overall, just a great game from the Thunder. Jalen Williams, again, gets hurt. Very unfortunate for him. He just got back. He was out for like a month. I forget what his injury was. Was it something to do with his hamstring? Might have been. But he only played 7 minutes. And then we get to the San Antonio Spurs, who, played pretty well in the first half. I think it was a tie game, or maybe the Thunder were up a few points. But in the third quarter, Dylan Harper got hurt. Maybe there's something wrong with his leg. He gets hurt. He goes to the back. And in my opinion, the Spurs offense kind of, fell off a cliff. All right. I mean, I say that. It was still a close game. Like, 5 minutes left on the clock, 3 minutes, whatever. It was a 2-point game. And the Thunder only won by 9 points, right? But, bro, the offense just, to me, got so much worse once Dylan Harper left. All right. Not only are you down 1 ball handler in this series already with De'Aaron Fox missing both games. But now Dylan Harper is out for, a quarter and a half of the game. So you only have one ball handler, one point guard on this team, and that's Stephon Castle, which, was a contributing factor to why he had 9 turnovers in this game. But so you get one ball handler, he's gone. Dylan Harper's also been great when it comes to scoring. He had 24 in the first game. And, I don't remember what the amount of points he had in this game was, but I do know them not having him hurt the Spurs. So, and their offense just got worse because I feel like once Dylan Harper left, the Spurs were just settling for threes on a lot of possessions. And again, was a close game, but if the Spurs weren't just chucking up trash half the time, maybe they would have won the game. Maybe if they didn't have all these turnovers, they would have won the game. And those issues would be, those issues potentially wouldn't be there if Dylan Harper was still in the game. It's crazy that that's the impact of a rookie. This brother's a rookie. He's a rookie. And he impacts the game so much and so well. But yeah, I didn't like the Spurs offense after Dylan Harper left. Again, they were just chucking up threes, settling for threes. Wemby did not have the ball in his hands enough. And he did play 50 minutes 2 nights ago. And he did drop 41 points and 24 rebounds in that 50-minute performance in that game against the Thunder in Game 1. But still, he's 7'5". He's 7'5" and can hit a shot from anywhere on the court. I don't know why, your first idea is not let's get the ball to Wemby instead of, let's throw the ball to Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson's a great player, 6th man of the year. But I'm watching this game. I'm like, why is Keldon Johnson got the ball in his hands so much? Why does he keep taking shots? Why does the ball keep finding his way to Julian Champagnie? He's got 6, 7, 8 points. You're not going to win this game giving the ball to Julian Champagnie. Julian Champagnie's a great player, by the way. But like I get it. Wemby is probably exhausted, but I still think he should have had the ball in his hands more because he can hit a shot from anywhere on the court. He is the hardest player to guard. He's 7'5". He can literally score from anywhere. So yeah, I didn't like the Spurs offense. And they're, they had a lot of turnovers. Stephon Castle, 9 turnovers. Very efficient game, though. He was 10 for 17, 25 points, 8 assists. More turnovers than assists. Wemby had 21 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, a block. He shot 8 for 16. He was 3 for 7 from 3. Kind of a tough loss for the Spurs, given the fact that they did lose Dylan Harper in this game. I don't know what the severity of the injury is. Hopefully the brother can play in Game 3. Hopefully the Spurs get Dylan Harper back. Hopefully the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox back and can, keep playing competitively. And perhaps Wemby will have a little more energy, perhaps a lot more energy in Game 3 when they're in San Antonio. But this has been a great series so far. This has been a great series. Game 1, double overtime, instant classic. Game 2 was pretty solid as well. Devin Vassell, I gotta say, at least in the first half, because I was really paying attention to Devin Vassell in the first half. Because in Game 1, Devin Vassell, when guarding SGA was 1 for 6 when guarded by Devin Vassell. Chet Holmgren was 1 for 4 when guarded by Devin Vassell. Jalen Williams was 1 for 4 when guarded by Devin Vassell. Now, I didn't sit here and count how many times someone missed a shot when guarded by Devin Vassell. But in the first half of the game, I'm pretty sure no one made a shot over Devin Vassell. I am pretty sure anytime someone contested Devin Vassell, maybe one person made a shot over a late contest from Devin Vassell. But I don't think anyone legitimately made a shot when Devin Vassell was the primary defender on him. Is he the real defensive player of the year? Like, I know we just gave it to Wemby, but Devin Vassell was pretty great on defense in game 1, pretty good on defense in game 2. So, that's just amazing. And, before I end this video, I gotta say, Stephon Castle has a terrible whistle. Stephon Castle's whistle is genuinely awful. And I'm not trying to get on the internet and say that, the Thunder only won because of the refs, Spurs only lost because of the refs. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is simply pointing out the fact Stephon Castle has a terrible whistle. Because, so many times in this game, this brother was getting pulled, grabbed, hit, straight up thrown to the floor, and there was no whistle. Isaiah Hartenstein could have grabbed Stephon Castle by the back of the hair, pulled his head back, and threw him to the floor in front of a referee, and they wouldn't have called it. And I know they wouldn't have called it because that actually happened. That actually happened. Isaiah Hartenstein actually grabbed Stephon Castle by his hair, pulled his head back, and threw him to the floor. And they showed it in slow motion replay. There was no whistle on that play. And maybe it's just because Stephon Castle is one of my favorite players, so I notice it more when he's getting fouled. But his whistle was genuinely terrible last night. Like an actually awful whistle. Hopefully, in Game 3, the officiating's a little bit better for Castle, because I'm looking at the notes here. Stephon Castle, he had 4 free throws. He could have easily had 30, bro. He could have easily had 30 free throws. That's how much this guy was getting fouled. Like, legitimately. I didn't see a single person get fouled more than Stephon Castle in that game. All right. Like, pretty much every foul that occurred on a Spurs player, every time a Spurs player was fouled, it was pretty much just Stephon Castle. It was Stephon Castle, and it was no calls the entire time. So I just wanted to mention that before I end this video, because, like, I couldn't believe the amount of times I seen him get hit and pulled and grabbed. Like, someone literally grabbed him by his hair and yanked his head back, sending him to the floor. And there wasn't a whistle. Like, it's actually crazy. But I'm excited for Game 3.